This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And Wyoming Sports Talk Today being brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne, where today it is a great day. It's Taco Tuesday at Taco John's of Cheyenne. And make sure you're loading up on those loaded potato olays to go with your Taco Tuesday tacos from Taco John's. Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service over on Highway 30, your home for Jayco RVs, fifth wheels, travel trailers. Check them out today. And again, before the season begins, check out some of those end-of-season specials that are still going on with some big savings in your pocket today. Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service on Highway 30. Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Delrange. Nixter and myself had a chance after our games on Saturday to go visit Ray and Sydney, the crew over at Chick-fil-A, and some good eats over there, including that delicious tortilla soup. Perfect for weather like today, but again, they're delicious chicken sandwiches, waffle fries. They got all kinds of goodies for you. Check out Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Delrange, right across from Menards. Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way, where AJ and Greg and the entire crew say, come on by and check out what kind of wheeling and dealing they're doing today, especially with the 19s on lot and some selected 18s that definitely need to find a new home. Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. Platte Valley Bank, 2 banking locations. You can do banking the old-fashioned way, or you can do it high technology way. They take care of both ways over at Platte Valley Bank, 2 banking locations. Always to find them on Vadna High at the original location and at the corner of College and Pershing. Medicap Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs. Gene and the great staff always going to take good care of you with your doctor's prescription. Medicap Pharmacy next door to Texas Roadhouse on Bluegrass Circle. Lennox Auto Body. Well, first let's talk about the Auto Body and Auto and Truck Repair Center. That is over on Dunn Avenue, where there are many bays to get the job done, and they always do it right. And make sure you bring your insurance in with you as well, because they'll take care of that for you as well. Then they have the Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard, so they want to make sure it's not clean until it's Lennox clean by stopping over there. First Through Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, where they have banking hours Monday through Friday for you. They got some great APYs going on in their CD rates, so talk with Tim and the great staff today over at First Tier Bank. Mondello's Pizzeria at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. And Joe and his great staff invite you to come on in, check out their delicious sandwich menu on fresh baked bread. Joe personally baking the bread for you. Delicious pizza. We go right down the list. Strombolis, calzones. It's always delicious all the time. Mondello's Pizzeria, 7 days a week. Find them at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. And Mars Plumbing Heating at 1515 Logan Avenue. Hey, remember, if there is an emergency, whether you need their services for the plumbing portion of the program or maybe the heating, whatever the case may be, they're there 24/7. Mars Plumbing Heating at 1515 Logan Avenue. And we get things underway with our scoreboard, which is being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. My side, pretty light, but Nick, he's busy.
Busy enough, at least with NHL action for tonight. We will see the Florida Panthers play host to the Buffalo Sabres coming up tonight. Pittsburgh Penguins will travel to New Jersey to see the Devils. The Tampa Bay Lightning, who are on a 6-game winning streak, the top team in all of NHL at 94 points, they'll go to Philadelphia to see the Flyers. Carolina Hurricanes playing host to the New York Rangers. Columbus Blue Jackets traveling to Montreal to see the Canadiens. St. Louis Blues, who are on a 10-game winning streak, will play host to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Anaheim Ducks traveling to Minnesota to see the Wild at XL Energy Center. Dallas Stars at American Airlines Center, they'll play host to the Nashville Preds. And the Arizona Coyotes travel to Rogers Place to see the Edmonton Oilers. That's what's happening in NHL action for tonight.
NBA not back in business until Thursday night, so nothing going on the hardwood, except for college.
Didn't say it. We have a game tonight. We have 2 games tomorrow.
We have, in the collegiate side, the Wyoming Cowboys will be in action tonight.
2 wins in the Mountain West.
They will play host to the UNLV Running Rebels.
Rebels who are favored by 6 points tonight.
And that will be in the AA, where the crowd will be awfully light, like it has been. It was even light for the University of Nevada when they were in here.
Are you really going to travel to cross I-80, especially with the snow, the wind, the cold?
Well, the crowd was listed at 5,700.
No.
Wrong answer. Again, that will tap, about 7:30 tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
8 o'clock.
Tomorrow, it's Hoops ×2 for us here on 1480 KRAE. We will be in Torrington, Eastern Wyoming, as the ladies will be on the floor first, the Lady Golden Eagles and the Lady Lancers.
The Lady Lancers, a potential top 25 team. We won't know until tomorrow. At least that's when Division I polls come out. But it's a team that was on the outside looking in, so a possible top 25 opponent for LCCC coming up tomorrow.
And they put a whooping on the Lady Golden Eagles last time we had them on the radio. And then we had overtime at the rack between the Lancers and the Golden Eagles, where the Golden Eagles won in OT. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow in Torrington. So 5:30, 7:30, tap times for both games, and they both can be heard here, 1480 KRAE, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com, visually Periscope via Twitter, and, of course, 1480 KRAE on the YouTube side. So, again, and as Nick always reminds everybody, make sure you become a subscriber on the YouTube side. It doesn't cost you anything. So just, be a subscriber and be ready to rock and roll with us beginning tomorrow evening here on 1480 KRAE. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
Yo, this is your cup holder talking. You know me, the little round thing between your car seats. Now, listen, we need to talk. Now, I normally have a nice cold bottle of Mountain Dew in me, but at the moment, I'm empty. That's right, no Mountain Dew. Nothing in here but a couple of quarters and a dime. A fully capable cup holder like me just carrying your loose change, it's embarrassing. Look, I'm not made for loose change. I'm round like a bottle of Mountain Dew. Glistening, cold, and delicious. I'm made to keep Mountain Dew within reach at all times, so you're never far from that incredible bold citrus kick whenever you need it. Just inches from your hand. So find the store already, grab some Dew, toss it back, then place that bottle where it belongs, and put that loose change back in your pocket. Mountain Dew. Do the Dew.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today on AM 1480 KRAE.
We are back on Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and literally, we are back. We have been gone for quite a while due to
we got
Mother
stuck in Rock Springs,
yeah. I mean, nobody should be stuck in Rock Springs. Trust me, that's punishment.
That was awful.
But, and then, of course, Friday we had hoops. Saturday we had hoops. And, of course, yesterday was the President's Day holiday. So we are back.
Well,
Good
again,
to be back.
We still have a lot of hoops coming up, at least. Regular seasons wrapping up for both JUCO and high school this weekend. Again, Friday here on KRAE, East versus Central. At least to dive into that just a tad bit. We'll talk more about it on Thursday's show. But East Central radio side, Chris Bolton will be by himself at Story Gym. That will be the end of the regular season for Class 4A with those 2 contests, boys and girls, live there at Story Gym. And then we'll be on the road Friday, at least for games on Saturday up in Riverton for Central Wyoming, playing host to LCCC on the men's and women's side. So that will be the final regular season game for LCCC this Saturday. And again, next week, starting Thursday, going into Friday, and then Saturday, we're regional tournament for high school here in town at Story Gym, and to be determined where LCCC will be playing their first round.
We
games.
also know our first round will be over at Cheyenne East in the Thunderdome Thursday, as we will have all ladies action coming up on Thursday because
there's no point to. Do we allude about it now? Because again, that's so far away. Not
we just want to mention though, East is the host team for the regional playoffs.
And they can't play all games, again, hosting
at Story Gym.
Northeast and Southeast teams across Class 4A. So what they've decided is boys will play on Thursday in Story Gym. Girls will be playing all their games over at least Cheyenne East. Yeah.
So it's kind of, we knew this was going to turn into somewhat of a mess.
And it is.
And, again, just think about it. Especially for a guy like Chris, he could probably end up doing 6 games.
Well, the unfortunate thing is,
Friday.
again, it's double elimination, and also, too, again, a lot of seeding depending upon, or at least for the state tournament. We have on Friday potential games. Again, hopefully at least nobody will fall in that first round to anyone out of the north, but there are potential games at 8 a.m., to be played in the losers bracket for the regional tournament coming up on Friday. But again, all that information will be passed along as soon as we figure it all out. And again, pass along on our social media sites, whether it's Twitter at Nick Wyo Sports or our Facebook side, again, 1480 KRAE or Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
But we do know next Thursday, 3 games for sure on the ladies' side with East, Central, and South. All right, basketball action on tap tonight. We'll get to that here in just a bit. I do want to mention, really, I'm to the point now, too, of
Cowboys
who cares. But let me mention this, that another great in Major League Baseball passing away today at the age of 92. Good life for one, Don Newcomb. He was the first, I guess, African-American pitcher to break the color barrier. Came in after Jackie Robinson. He also was on board with Roy Campanella. So I want to say 1947, I do believe or 49. He joined the Dodgers in 1949. He won Rookie of the Year, helping the team win the pennant. But anyway, Don Newcomb, a long lifetime, and again, passing away at the age of 92. Again, not a Dodger fan, but again, Don Newcomb, again, breaking down a lot of barriers for Major League Baseball back in the day. Let's see.
Well, you're already on the baseball kick, so you might as well just keep on it. There's no point to go to talk Cowboys at this point again.
Well, we got to talk about it, and
we can save that for whenever. We got plenty of time.
No, it's brief, and let's just get to it and get it over with.
Because there's bigger news other than the Cowboys playing UNLV tonight. But
for those that may be going over the hill tonight to watch the Cowboys bully for you.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you what.
You knew they were going to get whipped on by Nevada at home.
They got punished. They didn't get whipped.
I think the Cowboys should be very fortunate that they don't have to go to Reno this season, that they only had to face Nevada once. Nevada, again, proving why they are the top dog in the Mountain West. I don't put Nevada as a contender for a national championship as much as they are in the top 10. I think there's better teams, again, across NCAA that'll probably hand Nevada maybe a Sweet 16, Elite 8, possible loss. I don't think Nevada is that Elite 4 or a team that makes it a national championship. I don't think they're that, but they'll make a good splash and a representation for the Mountain West. But this past Saturday, though, over there in Laramie for Nevada, or at least between Nevada and Wyoming, again, it was a complete whipping on behalf of Nevada. Is it something that I'm shocked by? Is it something I'm surprised by? No.
Well, but also, too, you
look at that game from the get-go, Nevada was favored to win that game. And, again, you go by the ESPN or however those kind of like little fun analytics where there wasn't a point in time where Nevada at least dropped down 90% of at least potential win in that contest. So, again, it is what it is. For Wyoming, for any fan out there should have been no reason why you had any hope.
But this also comes on the heels of a loss at Logan on Wednesday night, 76-59. I mean, the Cowboys are just not good. I mean, there's not much more you can say about this team.
Your wins are against a team below you of San Jose State and a team above you that is CSU. Again, CSU is just two wins better than the Cowboys. But again, we'll see what happens with that.
And you're playing a UNLV team. The last time we saw them, they were
at home against Air Force.
And they were rallying to win. I think they won like 77-72.
Yeah, but it's a better talented UNLV team that should take care of business, a team that is 14-11 overall. Again, at home on a weekday, it's a Tuesday turnaround. Again, UNLV, I think, should take care of business. it might be a close effort. It seems like UNLV does play down to their at least opponents, but I don't anticipate Wyoming winning. There should be no reason.
It would be the shocker of the Mountain West season if they do win.
No,
I'm just saying if they do win. But here's where
you always respect the AA. You always respect Laramie, Wyoming. Of again, those teams coming from at least coming from the desert now, heading out. Even though out there in Las Vegas they've already had snow, so they're used to the cold at this point. But
yeah, they got 2 inches in
Las
Vegas.
Yeah, no surprise there. But UNLV, it's a team. It's not an upper echelon Mountain West team so far. It's a team that's rebuilding, but a team that should take care of business.
It's a team that's going to get either a CIT invite, maybe on the outside, going to an NIT bid. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're above the Mendoza line. They need to pick up about
Like
2-3 more wins to be probably NIT.
I don't know why we're breaking down this game at this point, but again, UNLV should take care of business. The prediction of you saying that Wyoming's not going to hit 10 wins this season, I think is correct. Again, looking at the remaining schedule at CSU, you probably could win there.
I don't think so.
I doubt it. Even though you got them up here in Laramie, I don't think it'll happen down in Moby. At Fresno State, no, that's not going to happen. Hosting Air Force. Air Force looks a little bit better than I anticipated. I don't think you beat the Falcons. At San Jose State, yeah, you probably should. But I would not be surprised if San Jose State at home takes care of business.
We talk about the crowds at UW. I think the only people that show up for that one are the concessionaires.
Yeah,
and maybe the team officials and
I don't know who has
guys on the floor.
It's like I don't know who has a better attendance, San Jose State or some of these AAF football games that have been going on. But
so we're talking about the Cowboys have 5 games left. Does that sound right?
Last one you got at home is New Mexico against the Lobos.
So I mean, let's count them down. 5, 4.
You got 5. Well, at least including UNLV, you have 6.
So 6. And the Cowboys need to win 4 of those 2 just in regular season. 4 of those 6.
No.
Maybe on the outside, Nick, they get 2.
I think your best shots are against CSU and San Jose State, those teams that are surrounding you at this point down there in the basement of the Mountain West. But other than that, though, New Mexico at home, no. You're not taking care of business against the Lobos. They're very good. Air Force, they're a better
Air Force gave Nevada all they could handle. They gave the Running Rebels all they could handle.
They're an improved team and a team that is trying to play a little bit better. I give that to the Falcons. Yeah, you don't defeat UNLV. At Fresno State, yeah, you don't have a chance against the Bulldogs. So, again, for Wyoming, why we even stay on this point. Again, obviously we need to cover them, but it's at this point it's a wash.
New Mexico is down, but
they're not that down. They're not Cowboys.
They're 11-14 on the season. They're 5-8 in the conference.
I think Wyoming would take that at this point.
At the best on these 6 games, maybe they go to the Mendoza line. They get 3 out of the 6. That's just a long shot. But I'm telling you right now, I look back in the days when, and you would know this too, when we talk about 6th man and 12th man, the 6th man is just not prevalent at the University of Wyoming right now.
Well, again, not to call out Cowboy fans at this point, but it's a fan base, again, kind of remotely around this region, or at least this kind of neck of the woods of the Rocky Mountains.
Fan base.
Yeah, again, it's fair weather. It's hey, if the team's winning, I'll show up. Yeah. If they're not, I'm not going to support them. I'm not going to even, bat an eye at a team. Again, we see that with the Stampede, again, who have been down and out. Colorado Avalanche are dealing with at least a little down and out season so far, or at least it's not as good as it was last year.
Well, they reached 500 last night by beating the Vegas Golden Knights. I think 17,000 of the can, which holds 18,000.
Yeah.
So a little down, but obviously Vegas, kind of that rivalry now for the Colorado Avalanche.
I don't think it's a rivalry.
No,
it's just more so I think your fans are more curious about the new franchise. Again, a team that was in the Stanley Cup, you're more interested in that. But it's kind of like the Golden State effect or the San Antonio effect of, all right, well,
a good team.
If the Nuggets are bad, I'll go watch if a good team's there to see those stars. But again, it kind of goes up and down this kind of I-25, I-80 corridor around here in the Rocky Mountain region where, hey, teams aren't good, I'm not going to show up. And again, that falls at least on the fans, yes, and also too falls on the programs of saying, well, hey, we kind of did this to ourselves.
Well, and again, too, a lot of fans are not thrilled with the program right now. They're not thrilled with the direction it's headed, and we could throw out the injuries. And again, you and me, we have sat here, and I'm going to ask you the question today. We have said, okay, you got to give Coach Edwards a pass just because of all the injuries, but the development of some players has not come forward.
It's not wowed.
And I'm not really all wowed about what may be coming to the program. So, does next year have any potential? I don't know.
You really
I
don't.
really don't know.
If you are Alan Edwards, fingers crossed that it does pay off for you, but it doesn't seem like it has any promise where, again, you are losing the guy that is carrying your team at this point. Again, one Justin James. When you lose that big piece, that's going to hurt this team.
And Hunter Maldonado taking the medical red shirt can't make up for Justin James next year. Trust me on that. Good basketball player.
He's going to bring talent to the team, but you wonder what the injury has done to him.
But he's oft injured in his career at UW. So you sit here and you look at, and again, I even hate to go into the crystal ball, 2019, 2020. I don't know.
I'm just saying for Coach Alan Edwards, you want to hope and pray that 2019 and 2020 is a better year, or at least where, hey, we turn things around and it's a lot better than what we saw this season. Granted, pretty much anything upwards is better than what we've experienced.
You want to hope but you will be on the court in 2019.
That's kind of the big thing right now where, again, this year is a pass. Next season, though, you're going to be under a very tight microscope of where, hey, if we start off very slow, if it's a rough go out of the non-conference, is it a decision where Wyoming needs to kind of go, well, all right, we see what's going on right now. We need to go in a new direction at this point. And I think 2019, 2020 for the University of Wyoming, especially for the major sports other than Wyoming Cowgirls, I think Joe Legursky is solidified. He's in there. He can go whenever he wants at this point. Again, he has solid products out there. And again, another one this season for at least Joe Legursky. But I think for football and men's basketball for 2019, 2020, both head coaches, both those staffs got to be under microscopes heading into those seasons of, hey, you produced us a 500 season, no bowl, and a sub-500 at almost dead last Mountain West team here who is a complete laughingstock alongside like San Jose State in the Mountain West Conference where
and where you and me are pushing San Jose State out of the Mountain West.
Next year is going to be very interesting to see what happens with the two majors at the university where if they both have slow starts, you wonder if that's the breaking point of where fans aren't showing up, people are unhappy, and things need to be.
And let's keep it right there because, again, we're not going to be the fake news guys. What we're saying is, and again, I'm not pushing Coach Edwards out the door. This is his third season. He's completing his third season. Got a CIT championship his first year.
Back-to-back 21 seasons, and this is just
and
the
this
anomaly.
year is a disaster year.
Yeah.
Okay, and again,
we can only hope
on the injuries.
We can only hope it's an anomaly.
But go back in time, gang, and look at the 3 seasons. The teams have not been attractive to fans. Now, again, blame the Mountain West for the days that they bring the ball games to us. That's fine. You can do that. But the fans have not showed up for the Cowboys during the tenure of one Alan Edwards. If he gets 6,000 people in there, he's been lucky. They didn't even draw when they had the CIT, when they paid to host the CIT games. They lost money. They lost a pile of money.
You're hosting, what was it, Coastal Carolina or some.
It don't matter who they hosted.
I'm just saying it's no big name, though. And, again, it falls into, and I think Coach Edwards has discussed that with us a few times of how difficult it is to get teams out to Laramie to play them.
It's been like that for years. I mean, I'm
just saying, is that what Cowboy basketball needs, is those big names of, where UNLV can get a Duke or a Kansas out to Las Vegas for obvious reasons. But, again, is that what the university needs at this point is, hey, top 25 team or some big basketball powerhouse in Indiana, so to speak, come on out to Laramie, Wyoming, we'll pay you or something like that.
I think we have to beat the little guys first.
Yeah.
Before we start talking about top 25 programs, whatever.
Well, no. I'm just saying more so what's going to put people in the seats right now, or at least where, what's going to attract people.
Wins.
Yeah, but those wins, even going back to last year, it was People still weren't showing up, though.
Teams like Niagara, you need to beat them by 30 points in your building. University of Northern Colorado, there's no way that team wins when they come to the AA.
No, I think they should, and they prove back-to-back years that they are. Because again, I think Northern Colorado is a very good outfit.
And I'm not dissing on them. I'm just saying when they come when they come to the AA, you need to hold home serve. You need to beat these guys by 10 to 15 points. When you're losing to them, that's not going to bring fans back. And when you're bringing some of the smaller schools in and you're struggling against them.
Yeah, but also, too, again, when you're bringing those small schools in and then you do defeat them, fans still aren't showing up. Fans don't care. Again, it's with me of, wow, you beat a Grambling State, so to speak, or you beat a Weber State. That doesn't move my needle, at least of going, wow, that's great basketball. I'm gonna waste my money to, so to speak, to head over to Laramie, that gas mileage, to sit down and again anticipate a thrashing because you should defeat the lower down team. But I think right now for University of Wyoming, it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation of you can only bring in at this point these smaller schools who are willing to do it because hey, they get that opportunity. You can beat them all you want, but fans still aren't going to show up. No, fans aren't going to care, it seems like.
To bring a bigger school in, just hear me out on this, and I'll use Indiana, as you said. Indiana's going to want a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
So you have to go to their place twice, and they may come out here. Okay? Same with the Pac-12. Pac-12's doing the same thing. Very rarely now are you getting a home and home.
Yeah.
Because they don't need Wyoming. That's just it. The Cowboys need every game, like you said, every big name possible that will come to the Arena Auditorium. But to get them to come to Laramie, land in Denver, bus up here in late fall, early winter, that's not really what people want to do. Teams want to do. So it's a hassle right away to come to the University of Wyoming. So again, if you want to play us, Indiana, and again, folks, that ain't going to happen. But Indiana, they're going to want at least a 2-for-1. Some schools may give you
again. I'm just tossing out this scenario, but it's right now. It falls on the fault is on both the Cowboys at this point again of putting on bad basketball, but also and again where this team does win or at least is trying to elevate themselves. Again, there's been a few seasons where fans still don't show up to the AA. They could care less. Where again they're not going to travel over there, whether it's cost or again roads. At least I understand again costs, but it does fall upon multitude of factors at this point. But it's a situation of for the University of Wyoming. What do you do?
Well, see, and again too, you said cost. Well, in your season ticket package, they left it blank. 17 games you can go to. You had your choice of what game you want to go. So maybe you missed the first 8 games, and you and me go to, tonight's game if we really wanted to go to the game. The point is the fans don't like the product. They haven't liked the product for the last 3 years because they have stayed away by the thousands.
Yeah.
Not by the hundreds, Nick, by the thousands.
And I can't believe we're still on this topic.
I understand that, but and this is what I'm driving at here. Tom Berman definitely has to sit down and look at this because right now, to me, and again, thanks to the Mountain West and their wonderful television contract, right now it's a losing proposition at the University of Wyoming with the basketball.
They're losing on what spot? Because again, those Mountain West deals, though, that is still revenue going into those respective colleges. Hence the reason why we got a Tuesday night game for UNLV in Wyoming. Again, with that partnership with CBS Sports Network. Hey, that's why we had a Friday night football game between CSU and Wyoming. Because again, it's money to the Mountain West to those two respectable schools who are getting paid where Big Sky isn't getting that kind of money, or at least they don't have that kind of TV deal.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Nick, aside from school being out during Christmas, I would say
the TV deal is obviously in response of, hey, fans aren't showing up. Well, instead, we'll just do this. Instead, hey, play an 8 o'clock game on Tuesday night.
Well, the Mountain West has not done the Cowboys any favors. Again, it should be a Thursday night, Saturday schedule. That's the way it should be, I think, for at least the University of Wyoming, because it makes better sense to make a weekend of it, or it's not as bad as far as work is concerned.
Well, again, we have to deal with LCCC. Again, it's Wednesday and Saturdays. You got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Folks, again, that's why schedules
and who's at work on Thursday morning? Me.
I'm just saying, hey, you know what the schedules are. Again, if for college basketball, it's been like that for however long, and you deal with it. And that's why I think, obviously, you get with the Mountain West, hey, we got these TV deals. Let's just sacrifice of just saying, hey, fans are already going to show up to these games. Let's make a buck.
But even Cowboy teams of the past, if they were okay teams, you still drew about 7,500. The product right now.
Okay, you're talking past. Here it is, 2019.
I'm just saying,
2019, where
there's no dedication to the Cowboys.
You can live stream, as we've seen, assistant coach Dwayne Salisbury, where you can pull it up on your phone. Jason Ficca does it as well too. Of hey, I can stream those games from anywhere on the road. Don't even need to be there anymore at this point.
But
I can get those live
collegiate
stats
atmosphere. How come at Duke they still sell out? How come at the big schools,
because
Duke
is a better program.
I understand.
It has a legacy.
But, over at UW, there's 13,000 students that go there. You mean to tell me there's not 2,000-3,000 students that want to go to a basketball game and cheer for the Cowboys?
As a student at that point where, I'm going to cheer on a terrible product, I got better things to do with my time.
Thank you. You answered the question. It's a terrible product, and fans are not showing up. There is no dedication to the University of Wyoming.
Even
at the University of Wyoming.
All right, then what do they do? What do they do?
You might want to start looking inside the program, and you look at the main guy.
I would even look at, again, you got to look at the staffs, you got to look at the main guy, but also, too, again, a name that's been tossed out as well, too, is, again, you got to look at that athletic department as well, where maybe they're not making the right decisions at this point that are hurting this.
What is Alan Edwards doing to sell the program? What is he doing to sell it?
In the offseason, he went around at least across the state of Wyoming and tried to do little things where, hey, put on the basketball camp here at LCCC. They were up in Casper. Again, got to the major cities to put on and say, and again, it was more so of, hey, come out, come see who are your current Wyoming Cowboys. And there you go. And again, I think they toured across the state of Wyoming, whether it was Casper, Sheridan, again, did their little thing over at LCCC. That's what they did, is they went across the state of Wyoming and said, hey, here's your team.
Okay.
Come meet them.
And then again, too, we have that opportunity. We have that luxury, I guess, as we look at Region 9 basketball. And we see some really good talent.
Yeah.
We see some really good talent, not just at LCCC. We see it around the state. And we see it, what Gervais Green over in West Nebraska, who's going to Nebraska.
All right.
Why are we missing out on these kids? Because we don't want 3 for 2 kids. We want 5 for 4 kids, and that's years, for playing time. You know what?
That's a question we'll have to leave up for Alan Edwards, and again, hopefully we'll talk to him after the
season.
I
already know what the answer is, so I'm not even going to go into that question with them. All right, we're going to take a timeout. We have gone a lot farther on this than we should have, and we're going to be right back after this timeout on 1480 KRAE.
1480 KRAE is your home for live play-by-play coverage of high school basketball and football. Hi, this is Nick Perotti inviting you to hear all the play-by-play calls of East, Central, and South football and basketball. You'll hear the conference action along with the postseason, and during the basketball season, 1480 KRAE features both boys and girls games. Catch all the exciting calls on AM 1480 KRAE, also streaming the games worldwide on the web at 1480KRAE.com.
Is excess weight affecting your health? Have you decided to do something about it? The Weight Management Program at Consultants in Surgery at Cheyenne Regional Medical Group can help improve the health and well-being of people who are overweight and struggling with diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, and sleep apnea. Why wait? The time is now. To see if weight loss surgery is right for you, call 307-632-1114 or visit CheyenneRegional.org/weight-loss.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
There are a lot of things that can go wrong with your vehicle, and most of it is a minor problem. And John at Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service knows the right way to get you back on track. So with temperatures heading south, now's the perfect time to winterize your car or truck. This can be done with a simple oil change, maybe a tune-up, checking the thermostat, brakes, and shocks. It's the little and important repairs that Cars has performed on all makes of vehicles now for over 25 years to keep you motoring along in any season. For an appointment, call 632-0498 or stop on by at 604 West Lincoln Way. Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service, open Monday through Friday.
At Medicap Pharmacy, we concentrate on nothing but your medications and your health. Each location is a locally owned, full-service neighborhood pharmacy. We won't make you walk through aisles and aisles of stuff or wait in a long line. Instead, we'll always make time for you by listening, answering your questions, and explaining your prescriptions.
Medicap Pharmacy, we'll always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Capital Lumber is number one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
For over 50 years, Capital Lumber Company has offered a full line of hardware and lumber selections. Plenty of materials, even for the do-it-yourselfer. So talk with one of the many experts today at Capital Lumber Company. Capital Lumber Company is the best in the region, and they are your true value hardware store. Lumber One in Cheyenne. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be cloudy with snow likely with highs around 19 and winds at the southeast at 10 to 15. Then for tonight, it'll be partly cloudy with a slight chance of snow with lows around 5 and winds out of the west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be mostly sunny with highs around 28, and on Wednesday night, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 7.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Back on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Hey, do want to mention this, too. We will see them in action coming up on Wednesday night. They will be at the Thomas and Mack Center, and that will be the Cowgirls going up against the Lady Running Rebels. Cowgirls third place right now in the Mo West as they sit a half game behind New Mexico. Boise State on top with
again, the regular season for the Cowgirls at this point.
Favorable.
I'm just saying I'm numb to it every season. It's more so of what the Cowgirls do in the Mountain West tournament is the more main concern of, is this finally the season that they can finally get into the championship game? Could they finally win the Mountain West tournament? Again, it's where we were discussing head coaching over there at the University of Wyoming. Joe Legursky is that guy where he can do whatever he wants. He does only good, it seems like, there, and again brings out great product.
He's paid to win. That's what he does.
Well, I get that. I'm just saying it's more so the regular season. You know, as much as to obviously to coach and those players, yes, it does mean something. But to me, and I would say probably a few other fans of, yeah, you know, the regular season is good. We know that you'll do that. We know that you're consistent, and again, will bring us a winning record every single season, but. It's more so, what are you guys going to do in the postseason? Is this going to be finally that time that you get over that hump? And it's not an early exit for the Wyoming Cowgirls. It's kind of like Golden State, or it's like the Cleveland Cavaliers. We know you're good in the regular season. It's the postseason. What are you guys doing then? Are you going to vault yourself to get into the NCAA tournament? Are you going to be at least a team that's going to get respected and at least put into, again, if you don't make it to the NCAA tournament, at least maybe the WNIT?
You know, we don't know. But the one thing I can tell you that the Cowgirls went through in the month of January, they went through a battle-tested month. And now, not so much that this is a cruise February, but the schedule a little favorable for the Cowgirls. And that gets them prepped, gets them fine-tuned as they head to Las Vegas. So
it can help and hurt
whether they go as a number 3, number 2 seed, don't know. And again, you know, it doesn't matter. Like you said, the Cowgirls have been up in the top seeds before, and they've been ousted.
Yeah,
I think right now where they're sitting at, they sit pretty good in the conference right now. And if the tournament were today, I like their chances of moving on at least a couple of rounds.
So, we'll wait and see on that. But, anyway, Cowgirls sitting in the number 3 hole. So which way do you want to go on this one, on the baseball side? One, our guy is calling it.
You should have just gone baseball out of the gates when we were on it.
No. Let's go right into the baseball. The big news. Well, that reason why I'm not hitting on it because everybody's hit on it.
Well, there's two big news, at least items, especially out of one division. That'd be the NL West. But
yeah, and the first one would be.
I think you go with the recent breaking news, or at least now the official thing that has come out of San Diego.
Manny Machado shocked me.
He shocked the world.
Everybody, because again, San Diego was on nobody's radar. No.
I mean that there were talks, or at least it was where Machado did talk with the Padres, but it was nothing where the Padres were ever favored. Again, all sights and sounds were pushing Machado to go to the Phillies. But this does come at a surprise to an extent. Again, San Diego did talk with them. Again, San Diego has been that team that has been trying to be aggressive this offseason, but nothing has really landed for them, or at least nothing major. But at least up until at this point in time, where Machado, 10 years, $300 million in cold hard cash for him, as that is the second richest contract in MLB history, just behind one Giancarlo Stanton, who got paid $25 million more with the New York Yankees. But Padres, they got the cash. They got a young team to at least build around a quote-unquote veteran presence, where, again, I think Manny, he's more a head case than anything. And we saw that in the playoffs, where I don't have any respect for Manny Machado, and he couldn't have gone to, again, two better teams than the Padres and the Dodgers at this point. But it's gonna be interesting to see how beneficial this will be for the Padres. And even Las Vegas has come out and said, or at least given their thoughts about this, where San Diego World Series odds were at 80-1 beforehand. They have moved to 50-1. So again, kind of a small move. Over under win total jumps up just only 3 games for them, from 76.5 to 79.5.
Does he win a pennant in San Diego? No. Not at all.
I think to win the NL West, they were like a 25-1 odd. To win an NL wild card, or at least get in the wild card, they were, I think, 12-1 favorite. So bringing him on did not move the needle too much for the Padres.
And if he goes back to third base, he's in the same division as one Nolan Arenado. He's in the same division as a Josh Turner at Los Angeles. And you know what? I rank those two guys higher than him.
All right.
So, like I said, the Padres, hey, tip of the cap. You guys, you
found you're
going to put some more butts in the seats there at Petco. Good for you.
I don't know about that.
I think they will.
San Diego's had good teams, and they still don't fill Petco.
The Padre organization is telling the fans, hey, look, we got the biggest prize out there during the offseason.
Was he the biggest prize, though? I don't think so. Again,
how about one of the 5 top prizes?
He was a big name talked about in this offseason, but again, is it a prize in my eye? Not really. Again, I think he's more along the lines of a Puig, of a head case on the field. Yes, he does have talent,
but they got him locked down.
I don't want that cancer in my.
They got him locked down. They got Hosmer now locked down. So what they're trying to tell the Padre fans is, hey, look, I'm bringing you.
We're committed to winning. Or at least we're interested in getting back respectable.
No more
for the Padres.
rebuilding.
Again, a Padres team that's has not been in the playoffs in 12 years. So again, it'll be interesting to see how San Diego at least benefits from this. Is it going to vault them to the top of the mountain, or at least the NL West? No, not at all. Again, you're going to be looking behind the Dodgers, obviously, and the Colorado Rockies. Who knows what happens with the Giants? Who knows what's going to happen with the Arizona Diamondbacks? But again, it's going to be tough to get into that A wild card, especially there in the National League, but also to winning that NL West from those two top tier, again, Colorado and LA at this point. So, again, kudos to the Padres. Hey, you swerved all of us. Good luck. We'll see if it pans out, and that's about it. And again, it doesn't move my needle of going, Padres are our favorite now. It's, okay, cool. They got their guy, I guess.
So the Padres last year signed Hosmer 8 years, $144 million. They signed Machado 10 years, $300 million.
And Hosmer really it wasn't a great year. I mean, it was just kind of solid, but really didn't add any benefits of Padres.
And thinking about Petco, I mean, let's think about Petco. You're playing with that marine air at night. And again, they do have, enough day games. Day games, the ball will fly out of Petco. But for their night games, unlike Camden Yards, where Machado did a lot of his business with the Orioles, it's a tough place to hit home runs at night. And, that in San Francisco, correct me if I'm wrong, especially when you get that marine air that comes in, even the Oakland Coliseum. I've been at many games. When you see that layer come in, it's hard to knock the ball out of the ballpark. Well, Machado's a guy that's hit, 30 home runs, averages about 30 home runs.
About.
Yeah, I see his home run totals going down a little bit, especially being based at Petco. It's a pitcher-friendly park.
I think you're relying more on his defense and also, too, against some sort of offense, not at least solely on his home run output, but, again, at least a bat that you could probably put, maybe your 3-hole, 4-hole, again, cleanup possibly. I don't know, again, how you're going to maneuver him with Hosmer at this point. But right now for the Padres, hey, it's a solid signing. It's just interesting to see, again, will this burn the Padres down the line? Again, Machado, I've never understood the hype. Yeah, he's a solid player, but right now, is it going to be something that's going to vault the Padres next season, or is it going to be something that takes its time for the San Diego Padres, or is it going to be a complete bust at this point? We've seen players like that who've been dealt around, gotten those big contracts, and just done nothing. That's just been a complete waste of time for teams where, again, is this going to be a situation where Manny, his career, quote-unquote, kind of dies in San Diego, where, again, a franchise that has been rough for many years, well over a decade at this point, a franchise that is not known for winning. Again, it's a deal where
he's going to eventually get sold. This will be like an A-Rod contract. Okay, A-Rod signed with Texas, and then the Yankees ended up buying his contract. This is going to be something, if the Padres aren't winning over the next, let's just say 3 years, okay? And
I think there's a good possibility.
Remember, they still have Hosmer for 7 more. They got Machado now for 10. So let's just say over the next 3 years, the Padres aren't winning. They can unload that deal.
No, absolutely.
And I'm sure people like the Phillies will have the monies. So the Yankees will always have money.
Yeah.
So you never have to worry about that. But I have a feeling that he will not finish that 10-year deal in San Diego.
It's just interesting of where, for Machado, obviously winning is not on his mind at this point, or who knows what is on his mind, because, again, where if you wanted to go with a young and up-and-coming team that would allow you to win, yeah, probably the Phillies were probably your best shot to do at least some damage or at least make some
Maybe
interesting
the White
moves.
Sox might have been good, too, because they have gone into a total rebuild mode.
They certainly have, but who knows what's going to happen with Chicago.
Matter of fact, with the White Sox, it kind of remind me of Oakland, because we sat here and just scratched our head at some of the stuff that Billy Beane has done.
I don't scratch it, because, again, Oakland, you kind of trust Billy Beane where he knows what he's doing. Again, it eventually pays off.
Chicago is going through the White Sox are going through that Billy Beane model right now by rebuilding the minors, and then you got your 1 or 2 big studs still with the ball club, and then that's why I thought Machado might end up being a White Sox, but he didn't do it.
Anyways, we need to take a break eventually, but also too, again, I don't know if we want to get into the other NL West news.
Well, we can do that. Let's take a quick break because you need to.
We got to get the final one.
Yeah, so let's just take a quick break here, and we'll come back. More news out of the NL West coming up after these words here on 1480 KRAE.
It's said that membership has its rewards, and at First Education Federal Credit Union, that is especially true. At First Education, members are the owners and get lower loan rates, higher yields on deposits, full online services including a mobile app, and more. We are personalized banking your way, local and a member of the Cheyenne community since 1947. Call 432-7400, go to firstedfcu.com, or visit in person at 120 West Carlson Street. Membership eligibility required, federally insured by NCUA.
MHP is a certified public accounting and consulting firm located in both Cheyenne and Fort Collins, offering accounting, tax, and consulting services to businesses, not-for-profit, government, and individual clients. MHP takes pride in their commitment to providing close, personal attention to their clients. They also continue to invest time and resources in continuing education, state-of-the-art computer technology, and valuing their relationships with you. MHP is a proud supporter of local and UW athletics. MHP, 314 West 18th Street, or call 634 844-2151.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call the Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
Check out the huge savings this week at Town & Country Supermarket Liquors. Here are just a few of the terrific weekly specials. This week's Super Radio buys, heard only right here, feature Keystone Lighter Ice, 30-pack of 12-ounce cans, $18.99. Camarena Tequila Silver or Reposado, 1.75-liter bottle, $29.99. Patron Citron's Lime, Mango, Orange, or Pineapple Liqueur, 750-milliliter bottle, $19.99. Town & Country Supermarket Liquors on the South Greeley Highway, Cheyenne's low-price leader.
You love the Lennox difference, from collision repair to minor nicks and dents. Certified quality you can trust. Nobody cares about your car more than us. Lennox Auto Body, we do what we say. We fix it right and get you on your way. No shortcuts, no compromise. Lennox Auto Body. No shortcuts, no compromise.
Lennox Auto Body at 1020 Dunn Avenue and the Detail Center at 617 East Pershing Boulevard, Cheyenne.
Check out this simple math equation. Add new games with new fun, and it equals new ways of winning at Wyoming Downs. Check out the newest simulcasting games on display today, featuring Great American Buffalo, Midnight Wolf, and Kiss Me I'm Irish, to go along with more exciting simulcasting games in play. Remember to get your player's card to enjoy triple points on Sundays and double points on Mondays. Also, Fridays and Saturdays, play Mystery Moolah. Plus, check out all of the other promotions going on every week at Wyoming Downs, with 2 locations to have fun in the Cheyenne Plaza at 3617 East Linkaway and at the Outlaw Saloon at 312 South Greeley Highway. For more information, go to wydowns.com.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be cloudy with snow likely, with highs around 19 and winds at the southeast at 10 to 15. Then for tonight, it'll be partly cloudy with a slight chance of snow, with lows around 5 and winds out of the west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be mostly sunny with highs around 28, and on Wednesday night, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 7.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Back on Wyoming Sports Talk Today. You know, Nick, real quick here before we wrap up Machado, we still have one more prize out there, and obviously he was waiting, so you know he's going to command more money than both Giancarlo Stanton as well as Manny Machado, and that's one Bryce Harper.
In theory, we don't know at this point. Again, all eyes are showing that, yes, he was waiting to figure out what Machado was going to get so he can up the ante and get a little bit more out of it and get the richest contract in MLB history. But, again, who knows what Bryce Harper's intentions are going to be if he's going to do something like that. Also, too, all indications right now are showing that Philadelphia is going to be that landing spot for Bryce Harper. At least rumors have been circulating that the Phillies are probably the top team right now for Bryce, at least for him to land at. So we'll see at this point in time. Again, obviously this Padres move by getting Machado, it's certainly a surprise. Could Bryce Harper do a swerve as well, too? Again, where it seems right now in the NL, or at least in the NL West, it's kind of all the news is garnering out there.
I know, but Machado went to a team where he can get the money. It's not about winning for Machado.
Well, I think it's about winning for Bryce Harper.
I think
the Nationals
somewhere where he can win now.
Well, again, I think for Bryce Harper, where, hey, if you wanted to make money, I think the Nationals would have put up that money, and granted, you probably wouldn't be winning anytime soon, or at least kind of kept at that same kind of pace of, well, you know, we're competitive, and that's about it.
The Phils are potentials to be competitive in the NL East. Matter of fact, you know, Atlanta and Philly probably are the two teams that you would say, yeah, watch out for. And again,
I put the Mets up there too. I'm very interested to see what the Mets do, even though they kind of unloaded. But again, Mets.
But they kept the principles though, and that was the smart move on the Mets' behalf.
Nationals are going to go down,
but they're still good in pitching though.
Yeah, but
that's the one thing they still can bring to the table.
We see what happens when you have a good pitching team and no offense. It really doesn't mean squat for you. So who knows right now? And again, Miami's just
are you telling me that San Francisco's out of the Bryce Harper running?
I at this point I don't know. I really don't. I don't think
anyone.
I don't, especially after the move today. Who knows at this point in time? Again, will Bryce Harper entertain of again moving to the NL West? Again, Giants have been rumored. Again, they did have talks with Bryce Harper, and again of trying to get him out there. And it is a Giants franchise that does have the money. It's not afraid to spend that money. Again, willing to at least bring in that big piece. I don't know.
Has 3 world championships in this decade.
Oh, yeah, at least for
If you're wanting to win now. And the Giants every year want to win now.
Well, they're trying to, yeah. Again, it is a franchise that is trying to be aggressive every year. Again, obviously the moves last year. Hey, let's get McCutchen in. Let's get in, a few other
Longoria,
a few other big names. Hey, we're being aggressive. Yeah, Giants so far this offseason, they've made moves, nothing earth-shattering, but if we need to fill some voids at this point, but. Giants right now, it's a franchise that is in a little bit of disarray. It's a team that is, expected to be down in the bottom of the NL West.
Is the pitching staff, in your opinion, look at the staff right now, and again, we'll talk more about the Giants.
Well, the pitching staff, you're missing still one big name of one Johnny Cueto, or at least Cueto is expected to return at probably September-ish. Again, at least that's his injury outlook.
You've got Mad Bum healthy. You got Holland healthy.
Yeah.
You got Schmarza that's healthy this year. They didn't unload him. I thought they were going to try to unload him this year. They didn't do that.
Yeah, Rodriguez.
Rodriguez is probably the diamond in the rough of that pitching staff.
Yeah.
So you got 4 quality starters right now. Bullpen, the closing, So, but again, the Giants still boast good pitching at pitcher-friendly Oracle Park now.
Yeah.
So, again, offensively, they're not great.
Offensively, it's a team that has not been known for its offense ever, or at least in recent memory. Again, those 3 championships, it was not an offensive-minded team.
But Harper would like San Francisco because of the short porch in right field. Wouldn't you think? Since he is that power hitter, it's only, 314 down the line.
If I'm trying to remember I guess at this point in time, again, Bryce Harper's never had an issue there playing at Oracle, but it's I don't know. Again, is it something that all indications are showing that at least Bryce Harper is going to make that move sometime this week, possibly. Again, would not be surprised if it happens tomorrow. Hey, now we know where this big entity and what he got. All right, cool, Bryce. Here's your offers. Let's make a decision finally and see, again, get your opportunity to make your namesake, so to speak, of, all right, here's your $350 million or however much to get paid, if that's what you're really garnering at this point in time. But right now, again, all indications are showing that he might become, or at least heavy odds are with the Philadelphia Phillies, that he'll remain in the NL East.
And again, we don't, we're not even, Machado signs 10 years. Harper may do a 5-year deal. Who knows?
I don't know.
It's up to him what he wants to sign for. All right, we do need to take a quick pause, and we're going to come back with more news. More news out of San Francisco, and we'll be back right after this here on 1480 KRAE.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk today being brought to you by Mars Plumbing and Heating at 1515 Logan Avenue. Mondello's Pizzeria at 1507 Stillwater Avenue. Sweet D in the Greenway Commons. Delicious Paisan pie, freshly made with all fresh ingredients, always from Joe and the crew over at Mondello's Pizzeria. First Year Bank directly across the street at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, open Monday through Friday. Lennox Auto Body times 2. The Auto and Truck Repair Center on Dunn Avenue. The Auto Glass and Detail Center can be found over on Pershing Boulevard. Medicap Pharmacy on Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. Platte Valley Bank. 2 banking locations for the east side. You'll find them at the corner of College and Pershing. And, of course, the original location on Vandehigh. Kia of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. And, again, remember over at Kia of Cheyenne, AJ and Greg Miller and the entire crew over there, they invite you to come on by, take a test drive. There's no high-pressure selling there. Cars sell themselves. So if you're looking for an 18 or even a 2019 Kia from the Kia family, you're going to find them on the lot today, Kia of Cheyenne. Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Del Range. Delicious eats Monday through Saturday, and you get 3 squares because they got a great breakfast menu to go with their lunch and dinner menus over at Chick-fil-A. Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service on Highway 30, your home for Jayco RVs, fifth wheels, and travel trailers. See my good friends today over at Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. And it is Tuesday. That means it is Taco Tuesday at Taco John's of Cheyenne. We get things underway. Hour number 2 with our scoreboard. It's being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. We'll go to Nick because my scoreboard's got a light.
Yeah, light-ish, but either way, NHL action for tonight at the BB&T Center down in Florida. The Panthers will play host to the Buffalo Sabres. Pittsburgh Penguins will travel to New Jersey to see the Devils. Philadelphia Flyers will host the red-hot Tampa Bay Lightning, a 94-point total, at least Tampa Bay Lightning, the league-leading Tampa Bay Lightning, who are on a 6-game winning streak. They'll be traveling out to Philadelphia to see the Flyers. Carolina Hurricanes playing host to New York Rangers. Columbus Blue Jackets will travel to Montreal to see the Canadiens at Central Bell Center. St. Louis Blues, who are on a 10-game winning streak, they'll play host to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Anaheim Ducks travel to Minnesota to see the Wild at XL Energy Center. Dallas Stars will see the Nashville Preds at home, and the Arizona Coyotes will travel to Rogers Place to see the Edmonton Oilers. That's what's happening in NHL action for tonight.
Collegiate basketball this evening at the AA. It will be the Cowboys playing host to UNLV in Mo West action. I do believe tap time 8 p.m. from the Arena Auditorium. And tomorrow we will be in action, both Nick and myself, as we'll be broadcasting live as opposed to dead. We will be in Torrington, Eastern Wyoming. Lady Lancers and the Lancers playing host to the Lady Golden Eagles and Golden Eagles, respectively. 5:30, 7:30 tap times for the 2 games back-to-back, and you'll hear both games right here on 1480 KRAE, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com. Visually, Periscope via Twitter.
Fingers crossed. I did put out the word to the AD out there, since our entity here in town is, wasn't going to do it.
We'll just take it upon ourselves to get it done.
So.
And again, also on the YouTube side, 1480 KRAE. So again, many ways you can join us tomorrow. Hopefully you will join us live from Torrington here on 1480 KRAE. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
Hi, I'm Alex White, tea master at Pure Leaf. When I make tea, everything I know goes into it. You can't be impatient. When I craft Pure Leaf iced tea, I don't take shortcuts, because I want you to have the same amazing taste of iced tea that I do. So I start with fresh picked tea leaves. Then, after they're delicately dried, I blend and brew them at a lower temperature to draw out their unique aromas. And then I taste and fine-tune the blend for a delicious smooth iced tea. I'd love to have you take a sip right now, but that's one thing we can't do over the radio. But you can experience the same delicious taste of Pure Leaf iced tea anywhere you are. I'm Alex White, Pure Leaf Tea Master. Pure Leaf, our thing is tea.
Got something to say? Then get it off your chest right now. Phone lines are open at 307-514-1071. Make your opinion count and call the show. Wyoming Sports Talk today.
We are back on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Yeah, we left our heart in San Francisco because we do want to mention that another note, and you probably heard yesterday, as we did as well, it will be the last season on the or in the dugout for one Bruce Bochy, who, Nick, I guess, will be destined for the Hall of Fame. He could be.
No, there's no doubt.
He could be in the Hall of Fame with an under 500 record because he's 20 games under 500 in his career right now. He's got like 1,920 plus wins.
Yeah, I think it was like the Giants need to win 76 or 76
games.
76
to
get him 2,000. So we'll see if the Giants can do that this season. Again, fingers crossed that they can. But I think Bruce Bochy, again, 3 World Series championships. Again, Giants, without a doubt, in that 2010 or at least the teens. Again, I don't know how you're ever going to refer to that decade, but team, or at least, again, was a team of that decade. Again, winning those in 2010, 2012, and 2014 with the San Francisco Giants. Yeah, I think absolutely. Again, MLB Hall of Famer for sure. Again, what he did for, at least for the Giants, again, his stints with the San Diego Padres as well, too, getting them to the playoffs. Yeah, he is a Hall of Famer. And basically what he said, at least yesterday in the press conference, where, again, he kind of alluded to it as they're down there in Arizona getting ready for some spring training baseball. But he just felt like it was time. It was time
He's
to
64
just,
years
it was
old.
time to just call it a career. And, again, more respect to him. Again, don't fault him for it, and it's completely understandable. And, again, a guy, hey, he's done everything at this point. Again, he's won his championships. He's had a successful franchise under his belt.
He took the Padres to the playoffs way back.
That's what I've already said. But
the thing is, though, with Bruce Bochy, and it's going to be a different tour, retirement tour this year, than like a Derek Jeter or Big Papi when they're retiring.
Well, Bruce Bochy is not looking for the flair. He's not looking for the little gifts that every team across MLB is doing for like a Derek Jeter for, again, whoever is retiring. Again, he's not going to want that. He's not going to ever ask for that. And again, a guy who has been quiet. He's again a friendly guy, but he's not. It's not all about Bruce Bochy, and it never has been. And you wonder, though, if this could be a potential rallying cry for the Giants of, hey,
it doesn't hurt. No,
it's his last year. Let's do something special for him, or at least again make it the last special one for him.
Let's
get him
win
that
one for Bruce.
Get him that 2,000 win mark. Again, kind of solidify him to be that MLB Hall of Famer.
Well, it's interesting too because I'm just going down the schedule. There's going to be some really good I shouldn't say tour, but retirement games. They wrap up at Oakland when they're doing interleague play. So, that's going to be a big deal on Sunday, August 25th. That'll be the last time he appears in the Oakland Coliseum. They also have Boston this year on their schedule.
Yeah, they play the East.
Yeah, they got Tampa, Baltimore. But, at Fenway Park on the 19th of September, that's going to be a big deal. And, of course, the final weekend. And I guarantee you right now, I'm looking at trying to get tickets for that weekend, September 27th, 28th, and 29th. There's not a lot of seats left to see the final weekend of Bruce Bochy managing the Giants, once that has been announced that he is retiring. So the retirement tour will be in effect at the beginning of the baseball. Well, actually, it'll start in Arizona when they're doing, going through Scottsdale and Goodyear and Phoenix and, and Chandler and all the places that Peoria. So that's where the retirement tour will start.
But again, the main thing, though, for at least for this and the Giants is you wonder if it'll be a nice rallying cry for the Giants and that team. Again, a lot of players that have been under Bruce Bochy for the majority of their MLB careers. Buster Posey, again, Madison Bumgarner, again, a lot of those guys who have
Crawford,
Panic, been a part of those winning at least teams, gotten those championships with Bruce Bochy. You just wonder if that's going to be something to bond against and just say, hey, no one's giving us a shot. Let's just do it for him.
Well, and you think about it, he comes to the Giants, during the Bonds era, the Jeff Kent era, J.T. Snow. He's there at that time for San Francisco.
At least the waiting times of that.
Well, yeah, that's after they had lost to the Angels.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, he comes in there and he's trying to rebuild. He brings Dave Righetti in.
with him. He brings Tim Flannery, his good friend, who he fired and rehired him again. And then Tim finally, after I think it was the 14th season, said, I'm done, I'm retiring. Now he's part of MLB Network. But the thing is, with Bruce Bochy, he's just that manager that you almost think he doesn't care at times. I mean, he's very low-keyed in the dugout. You ever notice that?
I wouldn't say he doesn't care. Again, a guy, like I said, he doesn't for me. He doesn't garner attention. Again, it's very rare if he.
It's not about him, right?
Yeah. Again, I have no issue with that. I show more respect for that in Bruce Bochy, what he's done. But
I have no problems with him.
I don't know why you're bringing it up there.
Well, no,
I'm just saying it's not a flashy guy. Where
that's what I'm saying. If you look at the film on,
that's why I'm saying this retirement tour isn't going to be much of anything because again, he's not going to want that attention. He's going to focus on on his team, on his players, and on baseball. It's same situation of what I would assume of Popovich down in San Antonio of going, hey, if he were to say it's my final season, he's just going to react, kind of retract those questions.
You know how baseball, you know how baseball is, and you know how these cities are going to react. And again, we're talking about.
Are these cities going to react at all?
I think they will. And we're talking about a future Hall of Famer. He's going to be enshrined in Cooperstown 5 years from now. I don't know how it goes with managers as opposed to players, but obviously, and he didn't get in as a player. But the thing is, he will be enshrined. Just again for 3 World Series wins. I think in the modern era, correct me if I'm wrong, Joe Torre has 4, La Russa has 3, and I know one's going to skip my mind right now. Who's another one? Oh no, not Bobby Cox. But anyway,
no.
The thing is though. You're just naming those 3, those are 2 of them are Cooperstown already.
Yeah.
So, that'll be his next stop after baseball is all done. Now the question is to you: who moves to the front of the line to take over the Giants next year?
I don't know.
Is there
anybody? That's kind of a vague question where anything and everything can happen. Again, we'll have to see what happens during the season and the offseason. Is it going to be a manager that is removed from a team and, the Giants take a look? Again, that front office that has been changed a bit for at least the past couple of years where, again, you got the L.A. Dodgers
mentality in there now.
Yeah, again, are they going to be aggressive? Are they going to move someone within the system? Are they going to look at, again, a manager trying to woo someone on over? Again, maybe, the one name that sticks out to me that again, all eyes are on him, more so of what's going to happen with the Angels. Is Socha going to be there with the L.A. Angels for this season if they are struggling a bit?
Socha's already gone.
Oh, I guess that's right, yeah.
So he's available.
So maybe that's one name. I don't know. Again, it's kind of a dumb question to ask at this point in time. Where again, it's still a year beforehand. And again, a lot of things can happen in Major League Baseball. You don't know what the Giants are going to do. The Giants are that franchise where they could do anything. They've made stranger moves in the past, and they can continue on doing that. Again, who knows? Maybe they bring back Dusty Baker.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That too.
Moises Alou. Who knows?
Well, you mean Felipe.
Felipe, yeah.
Felipe's a little too old to manage you.
All right. Maybe you could bring Moises Alou, again, a former Giant.
I think we're going to keep it here before we go to the break because I know we have, and again, I'm sorry we haven't mentioned this. We do have our Stampede Coaches Show.
Yeah.
Coach Neil Breen will be joining us, and he has with him today.
I like how you don't do your research on any of this stuff. Where again, I posted on our social media sites for everyone to see.
I have been busy, Nick. If you'd like to go look at your log, and there you'll see that commercials were being produced today by me, not you. So I've been kind of busy.
I've already done my work. But either way, though, he'll be joined with goalie Mike Eastman, who will be joining us in at least for the kind of remainder of this season for the Cheyenne Stampede Coaches Show. Again, it is the final homestand, at least regular season homestand for the Stampede coming up this weekend. They have only 6 games remaining on the schedule. 3 of them played this weekend.
All right, and I'm glad that you printed this up because I happened to look at this today, knowing that the NBA is going to be inactive until Thursday night. And with the win by the Avs last night, that brought them to the Mendoza line. I mean, literally 24-24.
I don't know how they beat the Knights, but either way.
Well, they shut them out.
Yeah.
But the thing is right now, if the playoffs were today, Avalanche,
they're not in.
Yeah, they're on the outside looking. I think they're number 10 right now or something like that, 9 or 10.
Yeah, it's nothing too spectacular at this point where, again, they are kind of bottom there, right just ahead or at least tied with the Chicago Blackhawks, who are dead last in the Central Division. But, again, Avs have had certainly an interesting season so far where, again, going back to last year, the kind of spectacular run off of the awful previous season. Again, the 47-point at least season for the Colorado Avalanche, turned it around, making it to the playoffs and giving the Nashville Predators a first-round kind of scare, so to speak. But the Avs, they've kind of fallen from graces.
There's still 23 games left. So, let's put that in perspective.
Again, at this point in time where they played 59 games, you know what team is on the ice. And this is an Avalanche team. I've seen it out of, at least in recent memory, of a team that has gone from dead last or at least in the bottom to move up, if not win their division, and that's the Anaheim Ducks. And I don't really see that with the Colorado Avalanche, where it's a team that has talent, but it's also a team that's been injured. It's been trying to figure out a few pieces. Right now,
but they're not good at home. That's the real disappointing part of the season right now.
And that's why last night's win was very shocking. Where, again, they're not good at home. Vegas is a much better team, and apparently shut them out. But for the Avalanche, I don't foresee this team climbing out of the bottom ranks of the Central Division, or at least getting themselves enough points to get into that wild card. Where, again, that wild card, especially in the Western Conference, there's a lot of teams gunning for it right now. And again, it's kind of clumped up in there where even if you look at the Pacific, the top team right now in the Western Conference is the Calgary Flames. They're the second best team behind the Tampa Bay Lightning at 79 points, where, again, Tampa Bay Lightning have 94 points at this point in time of the season. That is phenomenal what the Lightning are doing. But
again, Lightning, they've been like this. They're actually
the Lightning
they're like the old Washington Capitals prior to winning the championship.
Well, the Tampa Bay Lightning are a team where they put on seasons like this consistently, but it's a team that you have no faith in the playoffs. They are a team that it's kind of like the old adage for the Washington Caps, where, hey, congrats, you can win those divisions. You can have that, that President's Cup. Yeah, you can win that President's Cup of having most points, but you do nothing in the playoffs. Is that this time around for the Tampa Bay Lightning that they could get over that schneid? And possibly. They are clearly the favorite to win the Stanley Cup.
They are tough at home. They are 24-5.
The Emil Arena, they're fantastic down there. But Tampa Bay is that team where I put them on the same line of the Washington Nationals, Washington Capitals. I'll even put it with the Virginia team that we're seeing in NCAA men's basketball, where you could be a top-seeded team in the NCAA tournament, but you get upset by a 16 seed of what happened last year. Again, I have no faith in the Tampa Bay Lightning of what they'll do this season. But going back to the Western Conference, of just how tough it's going to be. Right now, your three teams out of the Pacific are going to be, again, division winner so far would be at least Calgary Flames at this point. San Jose Sharks are just behind them, a point behind them, and then the Vegas Golden Knights. That's your top three teams out of the Pacific. Out of the Central, it is Winnipeg, the Jets, who have had a great season. They're just ahead by 3 points of the Nashville Preds. And the St. Louis Blues are your third team. And then for the two wild card spots,
Dallas is one.
Dallas and then the Minnesota Wild. But again, you do have to look at the Vancouver Canucks, Arizona Coyotes. Can't really write off the Anaheim Ducks as much as the Anaheim Ducks did recently let go Randy Carlyle. They're without a head coach, so to speak, even though that has been Bob Murray, who's taken over the GM now head coaching for the Anaheim Ducks. I still won't write off that team. It does have veteran, at least, presence. And again, a Ducks team that is rarely missed the playoffs in quite a few, at least, seasons. So we'll see what happens there. But Colorado Avalanche, they're a point behind Minnesota Wild. I just don't see them overcoming Dallas.
Well, if they heal up, I think they. There's
a lot of teams ahead of them. Where, again, a lot of teams that I think have a better talent or are playing a little bit better than the Avalanche that could take away those wild card position. It might be the Avalanche of what happened last year to the Nuggets might happen to the Avalanche of where
if they
might fall at 1 point
shy. If they turn it around at home, right now they've played 3 less games at home. If they can start turning it around in the can, there's a possibility. And,
like I said,
again,
there's a clump right now, and even again, they're still tied with the Chicago Blackhawks. They're tied with the Vancouver Canucks, and again, you have all the rest of the teams down there in the Pacific. Where between Avalanche right now and the dead last team at least in the Pacific, the LA Kings, it's a 7-point difference.
Yeah, and if the Avalanche were to perform miracles like they did in the miracle season last year,
it's not going to happen.
They would be an 8th seed. I think anything.
Well, you'd be. It's not 8th seed. It would be the second wild card.
The second wild, but you know what I mean. They're going to be the number 8 team out of this division. You know, and I look over on the East right now, and look at the defending Stanley Cup champion Capitals.
Yeah. Again, for the Capitals, they're. It's not a bad season. Again, they're second right now behind the Metropolitan. But the team that is very surprising out of the East is the New York Islanders, where, again, they unloaded.
They're playing in Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because they're not at the Nassau Coliseum anymore on Long Island.
I can't remember. They were going back. I think this is their last year at the Barclays, and then they're going to go back to the Long Island. At least, again, go play.
Or Manhattan, I should say.
Either way, but, yeah, I think they're still in Barclays there. But either way, though, for the Islanders, again, where they unloaded, especially Tavares in the offseason, again, kind of their big playmaker, where everyone thought the Islanders were kind of cashing in and rebuilding. It's a team that has shown that, no, they are for real for whatever reason. And, again, an Islanders team that in previous, or at least the franchises of recent memories, can collapse from first to worst. It has happened, but I don't see it for now. But, again, Capitals right behind them. Columbus Blue Jackets tied with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Interesting to see that the Penguins are at least a little down and out, but they're an aging team.
You know, the team that kind of, and I've been following them quite a bit here during the course of the season, are the Maple Leafs out of Toronto. They're steady. They're not great. They're not flashy.
Yeah.
But they're good enough to beat everybody. And they're sitting right now, I think
they're a very good road team is what Toronto is. And I'll give them credit to at least to that, but
and that's where you need to make your money on the road.
But yeah, you certainly do, especially in the playoffs if you're going to be that lower seed, but right now out of the Eastern Conference teams that I look at, yeah, I don't disrespect the Washington Capitals. That is a team, again, defending Stanley Cup champions. They know what they're doing. Even though they have 73 points and not at least leading the Metropolitan, you still respect them. Yeah, Tampa Bay Lightning, the best team in the NHL by far. You have to put them at the favorite right now to at least represent the East. I even give kudos to the Boston Bruins.
Yeah.
Boston Bruins have been very good this season.
And they've been really good in the Garden as well, too. So, you know, and matter of fact, both the Lightning, Boston, they're riding a 6-game win streak. How about St. Louis? We didn't give them a lot of love. The Blues, but then again,
yeah, they're it's a team that has crawled from out of the basement now.
And they won a 10 in a row.
Yeah,
but the Blues are one of those teams that they make the playoffs
and they don't do anything.
And then the first round, poof, they're gone.
Yeah, right now, again, for me at this stage, and again, obviously things will change once we get into the playoffs and figure out who is going to represent both East and West. But again, out of the Atlantic, yeah, Tampa Bay favorite, Metropolitan. I don't have faith in the Islanders to at least represent or at least be a team to be in that Eastern Conference Championship. I would say more so I give respect to the Washington Capitals. Again, a team that has been there, did it, done it, defending champs. They know how to get past. And you're looking at the Western Conference, Winnipeg Jets. This might be the season that the Jets, again, where they finally won their first playoff series, finally won at home last year. They got over that little schneid. Maybe this is the time. Maybe it's the time that the Jets make it to the Western Conference.
They've been consistent this season. The Predators are the ones that have been up and down. So yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I think the Jets.
But again, Predators are a team I don't disrespect as much as again it's a team that is. It is not the top Nashville Pred team that made it to the Stanley Cup years ago, or at least a few seasons ago. It's a Preds team that was shocked last year by the Avs, and I don't think we'll go too far in this year's playoffs.
But Winnipeg also is another one of those teams that has been holding home serve, so they've been real tough in their own building.
Bridgestone is it's one of the toughest places to play hockey in NHL.
Nashville has shown they've got some chinks in the armor there at the Bridgestone.
And again, Calgary is a team that kind of floats up and down. They make it to the playoffs. They don't. They do. I don't have faith in the Calgary Flames, but San Jose, yeah. I think they could. Again, they've been in the Western Conference. They've been in the Stanley Cup before. Again, but Vegas Golden Knights, hey, they were in the Stanley Cup at least final last year. they know what they're doing as much as they've kind of fallen off. But obviously of what special year was for Vegas, obviously he's going to trend a little bit downward, and we're seeing it right now as they're having a little bit injuries and a little bit issues out there in Vegas. But that's another team where I don't write off and go, I keep in a close eye with my Vegas Golden Knights that's a team that's been there, did it, done it. They know how to make it at least kind of far on in the playoffs. So, again, interesting to see. We have, 23
games left, at least on the Avalanche side.
Yeah.
All right, well, speaking of hockey, let's talk a little more hockey when we come back, as we have our Cheyenne Stampede Coaches Show headed your way. So we'll be back after these words here on 1480 KRAE.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Totally transformed, the new 2019 Kia Soul has an eye-catching exterior with an interior to match. I'm AJ Miller for Kia of Cheyenne, and the new 2019 Kia Soul has more to choose from, like available cool ventilated seats or heated seats for winter comfort. Kia Soul also has available technology like UVO, voice command navigation, automatic temperature control, and smart key with push-button start. Come by and compare Kia Soul today at Kia of Cheyenne or go to KiaofCheyenne.com and we'll make it easy.
Cheyenne's oldest coin dealer and supplier, The Coin Shop, is proud to serve the community since 1982. Trade or sell your gold, silver, and other precious metals. Visit with David and the knowledgeable staff for a fair and honest assessment of your valuables. Located at 510 West Lincoln Way. Call them today at 778-7196 to schedule your personal consultation.
There's a place where possibilities are boundless, where curiosity runs rampant, where exploration becomes opportunity. With Laramie County Community College, you can discover the best version of yourself. It's time to take on new challenges, to enrich your life, and to create the future you deserve. Your story unfolds. Laramie County Community College. Apply today. Visit lccc.wy.edu/yourstory.
Do you want the peace of mind of a professionally installed security camera system? Then go with a name you trust, High West Digital Solutions, a High West energy company. The experienced team at High West Digital Solutions will customize a video security system for you, helping you keep an eye on everything going on inside or outside your home or business. Go to hwds.com or call 307-245-4333. High West Digital Solutions, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you.
Hop into the KRAE Time Machine each Monday through Thursday for the golden age of radio, featuring famous radio classics such as Jack Armstrong and Suspense Theater, along with pioneers in the entertainment industry like Bob Hope and Abbott and Costello, along with many other performers who've captured our ears many, many years ago. Join us for the golden age of radio Monday through Thursday, 8 until 10 p.m. on 1480 KRAE, also 101.1 FM, and you can also stream all of our programming on 1480KRAE.com.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be cloudy with snow likely with highs around 19 and winds at the southeast at 10 to 15. Then for tonight, it'll be partly cloudy with a slight chance of snow with lows around 5 and winds out of the west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be mostly sunny with highs around 28, and on Wednesday night, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 7.
You bleed brown and gold? So do we. Wyoming Cowboys football and basketball is always front and center on this show. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. Tuesdays means that it's time to do our Cheyenne Stampede Coaches Show. Coach Neil Breen is in, and at least he's one of the few that is healthy with the Stampede. And again, those that might have saw some numbers over the weekend concerning the Stampede, well, yeah, those were tough blows for the Stampede, but how many healthy bodies did you actually have suit up? Because the bug has gone through your ball club right now.
Yeah, we had 2 or 3 guys that didn't get the flu. So we had pretty much the entire team was sick all week last week, and they're still kind of getting over it this week. And so we had guys puking on the bench, and it was ugly.
So it was kind of indication of what happened where, again, we were at least dealing with high school during that time. We were keeping up with the score, and again, it was not indication of how well you played, at least previous weekend, when eventually got the sweep over the Steamboat Wranglers, where, again, it was a last-second goal that got them the at least last-second win against you guys, where this past Friday, again, only one game you played this weekend against Northern Colorado here at home, and it was just – it was not the same. Did not expect that result at all, but at least now, at least folks who were not there, weren't able to attend that game, at least get a good understanding of just what happened, at least this past weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we're, throughout the week we had, at any given time we had like 7 or 8 guys on the sheet, guys that shouldn't even have been out there because they're so sick. And, a lot of guys with fevers over 100 and, managing that is tough. We just try to keep the guys motivated going into the weekend. Granted, it was just one game, but when you get into that Friday and you're listening to the room, everybody coughing up a lung and puking and stuff like that, I mean, it's a tough sell.
Well, it kind of goes into also, again, the old adage is just hockey players are just tough in general, where, hey, we'll fight through a fever, we'll be doing whatever on the bench here, but again, we'll still go out there and compete, at least for you, Coach. So again, you got to like to see that, where again, they're playing with heart, essentially.
I agree. I mean, they, hats off to them. They battled through it and put together a game, but I mean, it wasn't pretty. We didn't have any gas in the tank from the get-go, and we had a few spurts of intensity, but it only goes so far when you're carrying around all that mucus in your lungs, and so
any type of bug in your body though is going to weaken, and again, you're trying to come back.
Yeah.
After being sick for X amount of days, forget about it. It's just not going to happen. You're not 100% on the ice.
Yeah. No, I was trying to pull out every trick in the bag, like, hey boys, let's, I know you're sick, but let's, it's all mental at this point. We got to push through, and everybody knows that, when you're fighting the flu, it's hard just to get through regular life, and forget about hockey life. It's tough to put a shift together for 40 seconds.
And it was something that you mentioned off air with us, where it couldn't come at kind of the worst time for you, where again you're trying to make this playoff push right now. Again, kind of the waning moments here of the regular season, where you're going to have 6 games at least left on the schedule to hopefully vault over Steamboat, who is at least on a little bit of schneid, and where you can take advantage of Steamboat, where they get to see top tier Ogden, top tier Utah for their remaining contest.
Yep.
But right now, again, every game matters at this point in time, and where, again, sickness, injuries, you can't afford it at this point in time, at least of the schedule.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, and today was good, though. We had everybody, for the most part, healthy. I mean, kind of coming to the tail end of the flu, and we had everybody out in practice and moving around. We kind of took her easy today a little bit, just focused on a few tactical things. But the guys look a lot better today than they have in the last, couple of weeks. So, like you said, it's a big weekend for us coming up. We got to we're 7 points behind Steamboat right now, and if we take these games, then we jump into 4th place, which is huge for us and gives us a better shot at playoffs, and being that we'll have home ice advantage going against Steamboat in the first round.
And Steamboat, again, a team that does have a difficult, at least more tough schedule compared to the Cheyenne Stampede. Again, your focus right now is the final homestand, 3 games here at the Cheyenne Ice at events that are coming up again Friday, Saturday, and Sunday against the Casper Bobcats. The fortunate enough thing for you with the Casper Bobcats is it's a team, yes, it is 3rd in the Mountain Division, but it's a team that does struggle on the road. They are 4-14, where they are beatable, at least when they head to at least foreign ice sheets. So that's something that's going to be at least a little pleasant to the eyes for you.
And it's been a good rivalry between these two teams throughout the course of the season.
Yeah, it's been a good rivalry since this club has been in town. And we typically we play head to head. They're good games every time we go up against each other. We've been there the past several trips, so will be a good for us. We've been playing good at home lately, and I think if there's a time for us to step up and get the job done, it's definitely this weekend.
You look at where the standings are right now with Ogden, Utah, and Casper. They've already solidified their mark, and it's now a battle between you and Steamboat.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, though, you look at this weekend, it's almost backs to the wall, must win. Yep. Friday, Saturday, or, any combination of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then if you get into an overtime situation with Bobcats. So, in other words, there is no margin and no room for error this weekend.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are kind of looking at the trade we made. We moved Waters, who's our top, point producer, to Utah. We did that for him because we felt, he'd get a good opportunity to go all the way to the Cup. Utah looks really good lately, and, we wanted to do that for him. I wouldn't have made that decision to do that had I not had the confidence in our guys to get it done this weekend. I mean, it's about this weekend. This is the one that we've been looking forward to. This is a do or die situation, and I have every faith in the world in my guys. Like, I know that like Kiefer and Syrup and Salt and those guys, they're going to step up. KRAE, they're going to step up. They understand the brevity of the situation, and they know that it's a do or die thing. So we're, and the rest of the guys too, they've really stepped it up as of late. And so, it puts a lot of more weight on their shoulders as far as production goes. But I think, like I said, I wouldn't have done it if I didn't have the faith in the guys that we have left over here. So
is that something that you got to discuss with your team in kind of like a team meeting situation of saying, hey, we traded Brian. Yes, we know he's the top offensive guy for this team. Again, a guy who's been putting on at least pretty good numbers that have been noticed, at least competing with other good talent across Western States Hockey League. But is that something where you kind of sat down with the team and said, hey, yes, Brian is going to be moving on, but I have faith and trust in you guys to get it done here for the next 6 games.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I pulled in some of our top guys and explained exactly that. Like, this is how it's going to go down, and if you guys are in his position, I'd have done the same for you. And but the long of it is that I have every faith in the world that you guys are going to step up and get the job done. And and I also sat down with the team and explained kind of the same thing. Like, I have faith in you guys. We've worked hard all season to get where we are now, and it hasn't been easy, but you guys are really playing well lately. So, we made this move knowing that you guys are going to step up and get the job done.
And again, that trade was, sending Brian Waters out to Utah, where at least for the Cheyenne Stampede, it was for undisclosed terms, according to GM Mark Lance, of at least that trade details.
Let me ask you this question. We bring players in via trade, but when you ship off a player, like we did here, what is the reaction with the team? Because to me, these guys are young guys.
Yeah.
And, they haven't been a part of, maybe some of these guys haven't been a part of a trade. They've been able to move on their own free will. So what kind of atmosphere does that bring once somebody's traded, that era of like, could I be next? I mean, do they feel that lack of confidence, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of emotions that happen when you make a change like that. I mean, depending if you're bringing a guy in, there's pressure on the guy to, to be a producer and to fit into the team. And when you move a guy out, there's pressure on guys to, pick up their game and kind of fill that void. So it can cause a little bit of stress. I mean, as long as you handle it on the staff side of things, well, and you explain to the guys kind of what the means are for it, usually it works out well. I mean, a lot of guys that haven't been exposed to a trade, sometimes it can be a little bit more jarring, but guys that have been around the junior game for a while, it's kind of to be expected.
Bobcats are a little down this year, which is a good thing. And again, we've had some really good physical encounters with Casper throughout the course of the season. I expect nothing less coming up here this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday out at the Ice and Event Center. So tell us a little bit what we can expect from this Casper Bobcats team as they head to town.
Yeah, one thing about Casper is they compete hard. They got a group of guys that compete shift in and shift out, and they put a good 60 minutes together. And for us, that's kind of our goal going into Casper is, we got to put together a solid game, tight defensively and strong on the forecheck. If we compete harder than they compete, we can come away with some wins for sure.
Again, coming up this weekend, final regular season homestand for the Cheyenne Stampede against the Casper Bobcats. Friday and Saturday, 7:35 puck drop at the Eastman Event Center. Sunday's matinee at 1 o'clock. Again, the final regular season home game. Again, a lot of activities going on. Again, Cheyenne Stampede also to at least giving away a signed Colorado Avalanche hockey stick. Again, authentic sign. So again, go check that out. They'll give it away on at least Saturday's game. So again, all fun and happy times, but again, also to get out there and support the Cheyenne Stampede for their quest, again, to vault over the Steamboat Wranglers and, again, vault them into the Western States Hockey Playoffs, which are, again, fastly approaching here coming up.
All right. You have some stuff.
Yeah.
That you've been.
Speaking of which,
I
again,
saw that online today that you're giving away some really, really good stuff to give away.
I got a lot of stuff.
I just give it away.
Yeah, bite me. Anyways, though, I will give away Friday's pair of tickets to go see the Stampede and Bobcats. Again, 7:35 there at the Eastman Event Center. Along with also, too, we do have a free Chuck-a-Puck, at least a little giveaway, and also to Stampede merchandise special, which is 20% off all Stampede merch, again, which you can buy at the table. That's there at the front of the Eastman Event Center. Plus, along with that, 2 vouchers to go see the Wyoming Cowboys at any valid remaining home game, and 2 at least Chick-fil-A goodies to go see our friends over at the corner of Dell Range and Windmill. So thank you to all who entered on the Facebook side. Again, like, comment, and shared that post, where at least on Thursday's show, we'll give away Saturday and Sunday's pair of tickets on Thursday's show. So again, still opportunity for those to win those pair of tickets coming up on Thursday. So
no show tomorrow.
Yeah, no show today, at least because we'll be in
Torrington tomorrow.
So congratulations to Friday's pair of tickets winner, to Chuck Tartar. Chuck Tartar will be our winner for today. And again, I will notify you on Facebook how you come by, pick up your tickets, and go out and support the Cheyenne Stampede this Friday.
And most importantly, thank you for entering too, Chuck. Appreciate it. And again, obviously in your fishbowl of awesomeness, there's a lot of folks that have entered. So a lot of excitement. Looking forward, Coach, for you coming up this weekend.
If you don't win the pair of tickets for Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, just go on out. Go support the Stampede no matter what. Again, final home stand, they need all your support. Again, they need butts in those stands up there. The Eastman Event Center, again, even on the glass as well, too. So, again, go out there and support the Stampede this weekend.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. We'll come back with more right here on 1480 KRAE.
Are you tired of paying ATM fees? Hi, this is Rick Flood, president of Platte Valley Bank in Cheyenne. Use your Platte Valley Bank ATM or Visa debit card at any ATM anywhere. We won't charge you a fee on our end, and we'll reimburse any fee you incur at any other ATM. That's right, no ATM fees at Platte Valley Bank. How about that? Platte Valley Bank, 3310 North College Drive and 421 Bandai Avenue, or pvbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Community banking for you.
Are you looking for a pharmacist who will actually take the time to talk to you? Then come to Medicap Pharmacy. We're dedicated to healthcare only, which means we'll fill your prescription quickly, and then we'll make time to listen, answer your questions, explain your prescriptions, and tell you about possible drug interactions.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Wisdom, expertise, compassion, qualities that are the foundation of Cheyenne Urological. With Doctors Bryant, Everett, Gajewski, and their highly trained staff providing top quality treatment for prostate cancer, urinary tract infections, kidney stones, impotence, and incontinence, you can trust Cheyenne Urological to give you the highest quality urinary care. Now offering the latest in robotic surgery, call Cheyenne Urological at 635-4131. That's 635-4131.
Why do we work all hours of the night? Head towards challenges instead of turning away. And work together to solve the toughest problems so you can enjoy the little things and all the big moments life has to offer. Tri-State and High West Energy. Brighter, stronger, better together.
Winter driving in Wyoming. Are you prepared? Winter storms strike quickly across Wyoming's high plains and the mountains. When they do, driving conditions can deteriorate rapidly and become very challenging. Make sure your vehicle is ready for the elements and you have an emergency preparedness kit available. Driving on slick roads, always remember slower speed, acceleration, steering, and braking. Also turn off the cruise control and always buckle up. Ice and snow. Take it slow. Know before you go. For travel info, call 511 or online at wyoroad.info. Paid for by Federal Highway Safety Funds.
Emergencies can happen anytime, and Mars Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, available 24/7, is here to take care of them in the quickest possible manner. Mars Plumbing and Heating provides the highest quality service for all your plumbing and heating needs. So if you need bathroom remodeling or a commercial heating contractor for your latest building project, Mars Plumbing and Heating will provide you with the most dependable service at a reasonable price. You can always count on Mars Plumbing and Heating. Give them a call at 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be cloudy with snow likely with highs around 19 and winds at the southeast at 10 to 15. Then for tonight, it'll be partly cloudy with a slight chance of snow with lows around 5 and winds out of the west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be mostly sunny with highs around 28, and on Wednesday night, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 7.
Fat, lazy, and stupid is no way to conduct a sports talk radio show. We've thrown down the gauntlet, upped the stakes, and made it clear that when it comes to sports talk radio in Cheyenne, there's a new player in town. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. Well, when we get done with Coach Breen, we bring in one of our players that we get a chance to introduce you to them, and we bring in Mike Eastman, who is the netminder for the Cheyenne Stampede.
One of the few goalies we've been able to talk to, at least the other one being Brendan Carew. So at least finally we get to hear from the guy who, has got to protect that puck.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you're from New York?
Yeah, from Verona, New York. It's I don't know if you guys know the city Syracuse. I'm about 45 minutes away from there.
It's interesting about New York again, and we call Madison Square Garden the Mecca. But you look at how many hockey teams you have just from the state of New York: Buffalo, Islanders. Even
the Rangers. But again, even around, at least you're you're in the hub there as well too.
Yeah,
if you look up north of Toronto, Ottawa, again Montreal, where again hockey has kind of been that hub. And is that how you got into hockey? It was just kind of commonplace up there in upstate New York of, hey, everyone just plays hockey up here.
Well, I had season tickets for the Syracuse Crunch for probably like 12 years or so, and when I was 2 years old, I just wanted to try it, and I fell in love with it, I guess. Like, that's what my parents always tell me. So from there, it always just started, and I started playing originally as a player, as most people do. And then the time came to make a decision between player, goalie, and decided to go goalie. So
as a goalie, in addition to, getting peppered with shot after shot after shot, but one of the things, too, you are equipped with the gloves to, make those grabs as well. So did you have a little baseball background as well, too? Because, again, some of these guys that I've seen, especially that are netminders, were good fielders in baseball.
Yeah, I played baseball. Most kids did. Where I was from, that was probably the big sports were probably baseball and football. So I didn't do a lot of fielding. I was usually, sometimes first base, but pitcher and – well, actually, most of the time it was probably a catcher, so that's probably where a lot of it came from.
Yeah, it's almost like a natural reaction.
So, again, obviously, multi-sport athlete, but what kind of made you decide on hockey to kind of make that as a main focus for yourself, though?
Well, I've always been around it. Like I said, we had the season tickets for the Crunch, and my dad was into hockey before I was even born, and we have a hockey room at my house that's just filled with everything that you can think of, and we got dome hockey there. So, like, my entire life I've been around it, and it's something I've always wanted to do and go as far as I can with it.
Practicing to be a goalie, and again, too, besides having guys, puck after puck being chucked at you. I mean, what is the practice schedule for a goalie?
Well, there's a lot of just like hand-eye stuff that you got to do and like reaction type of stuff. Like I've been to like camps and prospect stuff that you have like these lights that like you need to react, and you only have about like a split second blink of an eye to figure out which color coordinate is correct, and it's a lot of that stuff to just help you prepare for any type of game situation, a tip, deflection, one-timers, stuff like that.
What about weightlifting? Do you pump iron too to kind of strengthen the upper body?
I mean, I do a lot of squats. I don't do too much upper body, but like it's always there. Like here we do we have workouts on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and we used to do a lot of jiu-jitsu. I first got here, and then we did some jiu-jitsu type stuff, but now towards the end of the season we're just doing a lot more like going to the gym and getting ready for playoffs.
Just kind of getting that preparation out. Again, how much practice can you do? Again, here we are at the tail end of the regular season. Again, 6 games remaining for the Stampede. But for you, Mike, again, coming from New York all the way out here to Cheyenne, Wyoming, just kind of the rare product that's from kind of the East Coast where, again, we talk from people Colorado, Idaho, all kind of within the kind of Rocky Mountain region. But how'd that come about of at least from New York to playing for the Cheyenne Stampede?
Well, it's there's a little bit of a background to it. I was supposed to play in Pennsylvania, and then a couple days before I was supposed to go, the team just fell apart, and there was no team anymore. So I got picked up by the Seattle Totems in the WSHL, and then a trade happened, and so I came here. And when I found out it was Coach Breen that was here, and did some background on him, and the guys that he's had and how successful they've come, I was pretty excited. So
what kind of came through your mind? At least start from at least the Pennsylvania kind of start where, hey, we don't even have a team. I don't know if I'm even going to be able to play again. And then just kind of transition to being traded. Kind of give us your thoughts on just those two different scenarios. You as kind of a young player of, is my life going on fire right now? Just what were you thinking during those times?
Well, for Pennsylvania, it was definitely really hard for me mentally. Like I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought, maybe I'm going to have to take a year off, and that would be probably the worst thing that could happen for a hockey career. So, and then Seattle came, and I was pretty excited, and I had some success there. And then when I came here, it was a little jarring at first because that was my first trade. I played juniors when I was 16 in the NA3, and just kind of stuck there for the Syracuse Stampede. And then, so first trade, it was kind of jarring, but it was pretty exciting too. More professional type of play. So,
and also too, at least something that I asked of players who are not from kind of the area, or at least not adjusted to it. When you first came into Cheyenne, was elevation a notable factor? At least getting on the ice for the first time.
For the first couple of days, I would say yeah. A lot of people said to drink a lot of water because of elevation sickness. I didn't really have a big problem with that, but I at times it was just it was a little bit harder to catch your breath and stuff like that.
Mike Eastman, who's joining us, he is the goalie for the Cheyenne Stampede. You have to answer this question for me, and I always like to make things lighthearted. And I always call it shaving the ice. After the Zamboni does its thing, smooths the surface, and you guys go in there in between the pipes, and you're out there shaving it back and forth. Tell me, it's a routine that all goalies do.
Yeah.
What are you doing as you are trying to set up that little perimeter area that you are going to protect?
Well, I think it's more of it doesn't do too much. I mean, it stops a little bit of so there's more friction there, so you don't just slide all over the place when you need to make any type of save. But I think it's more mental. You just have a routine that you're going to go out there and do, and you're going to do it, and then you're going to start off the period or the game right, and just have do good, and just you're ready, you're prepared mentally.
And you mentioned something that was very important too about doing squats, because people don't realize this. As Coach Breen says, his shifts go about 45 seconds, if maybe a minute, but you're constantly sitting, squatting, whatever the case may be, for the entire 20 minutes. And again, too, you're wearing all the extra padding, the helmet, and of course I know you have the little water bottle on top of the net there. But tell us how you feel after being on that ice for 3 periods. I know you get a break there in between, but you got to be one sore puppy when you come off the ice after every game.
Yeah, I'm definitely tired. I don't know how much sore. A lot of stretching and stuff to make sure things like that don't happen a lot. but definitely tired. You know, there's a lot of shots, especially if we play a team like Utah, and you know, even I played against Casper, and even then there was like 60 shots on net, and it's definitely tiring, but that's why you do the workouts and the practice and preparation. So
you know, it's also amazing too, Nick, and you can relate to this, how these guys can contort their body in making stops. And again, it's almost like you have eyes in the back of your head, because you have to have eyes in the back of your head because action's going on all over the place. But in some of the stops that you made, did you look at yourself going, I can't believe I did that?
I think some point through my career I've definitely had some saves like that. But you know, one thing I've always been told from, well, I've heard from like NHL coaches and goalies and stuff is, you know, you gotta be good to be lucky, and you gotta be lucky to be good. So, you know, sometimes you're in the right spot, and that's why, you know, you have the right angle and everything, and sometimes you just get lucky. And you know, there's not really much emotion on a goalie side. You don't show if you get scored on, like you don't show that you're mad about it, and if you make a big nice save, like you don't really show that you're excited about it. You just kind of stay calm and collective.
Also, too, you know, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Nick, but the last thing for me, these pucks come at you at unbelievable miles per hour. I mean, this is split second thinking. It's, you know, it's like baseball. You know, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball headed towards your head. I mean, you don't get them all.
No.
But I can't imagine what you must go through when you see something like that, especially when you're blocked out. That's got to be the toughest part of being a goalie.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to try and make saves when you're screened, and you know, I've done a lot of work with that over the years, and you know, found some ways to possibly see the shot better. You know, you got to know, like if someone's shooting from the blue line, you got to see, you know, maybe you can tell for a split second if they're a lefty or righty, so you have a better chance to, you know, you lean this way over a defender so you can see the puck better. And you know, it's all, you know, sometimes it's just timing. You can't see the puck because it crosses some people, and you just gotta, you follow it with your eyes and then move your arm or your pad to like that spot to make the save. So,
and final thought for me, for you, Mike, get a little more background. Assuming not in high school anymore, at least graduated, but doing any college courses at this point in time?
I started some college courses at the beginning of the year. I just did some online, but I think for me, I'm more of like a in-person kind of learner, so online didn't work well for me. But I definitely plan on doing some type of college classes later.
It kind of alluding to at least my next and final question for you, Mike, is again, at least again, college has been on your mind. You've attempted it, and again, time with the Stampede obviously again does have a finite date where again you do age out with the Cheyenne Stampede. But what kind of holds in the future for yourself? Where do you kind of see yourself? Are you looking to at least play some college hockey, or kind of move up through the minor league system? I mean, what does the future hold for you?
Well, for me, I have an advisor, so I talk to him a lot. We call each other probably every 2 weeks or so and discuss teams and how things are going. And you know, my plan is to just keep moving up throughout the junior levels first. I mean, most college coaches want a goalie or even a player that's been through the junior leagues, so it's more experience. You know, you get faster, stronger. So I mean, sometimes you're 22 coming in as a freshman, but you're that much better. So I plan on going through the junior ranks first and then see what happens after that.
Mike, thank you so much for joining us. Mike Eastman, the goalie for the Cheyenne Stampede. Hey, I want to remind you, coming up this evening, it's Sherlock Holmes ×2 from 8 until 9, from 9 until 10.